Honda VFR 800 2008. Just got new fairings painted, chain been replaced, clean, new mirrors, new front visor. It's got brakes been done, new oil change, filter. It's got the passenger bar there for the luggage rack. So this has an upgraded charge system, so that means that the only issue that VFR had is solved. Plus it's got a cool USB port right there so you can charge your phone, and it's got your LED lights there where you can turn on like a very nice light show, which I'll show y'all when it gets dark out at night. This is like really nice. And it's got a nice solid phone mount with the straps there to go with it. So like this, I have had no problems with the phone. It's only been 2 owners, me, and before me it was owned by a police officer. I never had no accident with it. It was my first bike. I also rode a BMW, and I had a Suzuki GXR700, but this one I like the most. It's got nice high-end Michelin tires. It's still got quite a bit of thread on them, you know, still deep thread or whatever there. So I really hate to let go of this bike, man. Out of all bikes I done rode and had, this one is my favorite. Part sports, part cruiser. That's why it ain't got that high little it's more of a round roar, you know, more like a deep roar. So that kind of makes you feel power. Plus it's ridiculously fast. I mean, like 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in like 3 point some odd seconds. I mean, this thing, you feel like you're getting sucked off the back of the bike because it's got that VTEC 3 carbureted engine. So even though it's like 800, it run like 1,000 when them carburetors over. You'll hear it go, then it just take off. And you got to really lean in, because when you open up the throttle, the front end gonna come up. If you never pop the wheel, you are gonna pop wheelies whether you like them or not, because it's just that fast or whatever. And but then it's real comfortable because it's a heavy bike. It's not a little sports cruiser. It's a sports, I think it was a sports touring. Yeah, sports cruiser or sports touring. I think it's a sports touring. So it's a heavy bike. So like when I was on the Gixxer, I'm on the freeway, I hit a speed bump, you feel that speed bump. This one is like a Cadillac. When you hit a speed bump, it holds you. Automatic hit oil slick like a cat. It's like it don't want to fall. Like it really is really well to control. I drifted a few times, it will not fall. So I mean, I'm sure you can make it fall there, but it's really steady. I've made mistakes on the freeway that on my Gixxer I would have went down. It's really steady. When the wind is blowing, it's nice to have a heavy bike. When the road is uneven and you're going fast, it's nice to have a heavy bike because it's going to hold you down and you're going to feel comfortable. This is a really safe bike. So even though it's my first bike, it's really stable and safe. I mean, it feels like I'm floating on this thing. And then when people want to like try to act all fast, and it kind of make me feel like, you know, I'm going to be on my old man game. I'm 40 and I'm going to show them. So they're like whipping around these little buzz bikes, and then all of a sudden I just smoke them all, and they hear that loud like I'm the king of the bikes, and they all calm down with it. So I mean, but I don't want to let it go, but I have to go overseas for a while, so I have no choice. But when I come back, the first things on my listing to do is buy another Honda VFR 800. I will always own a Honda VFR 800. I really am gonna miss this bike, but I got to go overseas. When I come back, I'm probably gonna call you and be like, hey, you want to sell it? I'll give you 1,000 over, you know, or else I'll go buy another VFR 800. All right, stay tuned for the nighttime light show so you can see what I did with the LEDs, because it's better than normal LED systems. Yeah, so I mean, it's got a lot of modes. It's kind of hard for me to record it and do the modes because it's in my phone. And I mean, you can set it on all kind of little neat stuff where it'll play the music, it'll respond to like the sound of your voice. I mean, you could like program what color you want to stay at a set color. You don't even have to, the light ain't even got to dance. I just got the lights moving. You can leave it at a set color. Like if you just want to pick a color you like, maybe you got your shorty and you want to make it pink or purple for her, or maybe you just on the beach and you want to just, you know, whatever you want to do, you know. But just remember that whatever lights you do, it's going to override once you hit the brake. While you riding, it's going to override based off of your brakes, and it's going to override based off of how you got your blinkers on there. So if you got your signals on and stuff there, you know. So I don't know, I just thought it was a extra cool effect to add to an extra bike that's already cool. You already got the phone charger cord, you can plug in your phone holder, light system, nice charging system there, luggage, you know. It's already a cold bike. I mean, this bike is already like one of the best bikes you're gonna get. And then like, if you just like a ridiculous need to speed, instead of buying a faster one, because it's already gonna run like 1,000 when them 3 carbs open. So it's almost like a turbocharged car. So it's gonna run faster for a spurt, but it does also have the option to throw a supercharger on. I've seen guys throw superchargers on these. I don't know why. I've launched this thing like from 1, and the speed is just stupid fast. I mean, why you would want to go supercharger unless you drag racing? That's the only reason why you would take a 3 carbureted VTEC 800 and supercharge it, because you already gonna smoke thousands out there. And if you on a track, because this has such good handling, I mean, you're gonna eat thousands all day long. You know, if they on a straightaway, you're gonna keep them a bit on the straightaway. I mean, it would have to be like a long straightaway before the 1,000 is really gonna outdo this, because it's not gonna beat 1,000 on a long straightaway. But because you got that VTEC, that 3 carbureted boost, that's gonna get you. That's gonna get them on that straight. And then when you start hitting them corners, your handling is gonna eat them. You know, even if you got like a Hayabusa, you're gonna eat a Hayabusa, because your handling is gonna kill that bike when you start ready to hit them corners and everything. Even on a straightaway, it could eat you. I mean, you're not gonna be far behind. You're gonna be right up on his tail, and then when you hit them corners, you're just gonna leave him in the dust, and he's just gonna be gone. You ain't gonna be able to keep up. Plus the confidence you have when I corner and like drop my knee down. I mean, you get confidence because it feels so good and so in control and so smooth. It's a bike that just, I don't mean to keep singing praise. I just really like it a lot, and I really plan to buy another one soon. So hope y'all like it. Hope you had as much fun on it as I did. Brake. Being a cruiser or touring, it sits low. So when you sit on the seat, your feet are going to be firmly planted on the ground. It has the passenger spikes already installed. They're professionally installed. It was done by the police officer. It has the sissy bars in the back. I have a luggage piece that goes on the luggage rack. Only thing is I didn't get it painted. So I mean, you can have it, of course, I'll give it to you, but it's not painted or whatever there. The turn signals do need servicing. Sometimes I know it's with bikes, every so many years you got to service a turn signal, where you just loosen the screws there and just, you can spray the selector with some silicone and then maybe throw a little dielectric on the connections. So they work. It's just sometimes, you know, it gets sticky after a while. I notice that happens with pretty much all bikes after a few years. So, I mean, I could get that done if that's makes a difference in the deal. Otherwise, I just recommend, you know, you just watch a YouTube video. It ain't really as complex. Some of these YouTube videos, they overdo it and they do all this extra stuff. You just open it up, spray it, and a little grease on it. Or most bike shops will do that for you for a little bit. The registration is all paid up for this year. The video you saw had the older tags on it. I'll hand you the new tags, you know, or put the new tags on when you get ready to buy it, or if I got to test drive them. But I'm just hadn't put them on there because there's no reason I'm not riding the bike. Oh, and the big thing, last thing, this bike is like nearly impossible to steal. You really will have to like get a tow truck and drag the whole bike on a tow truck just to take it. Because when you turn that steering column to the left and you lock it, anyone who knows bikes, to unlock that Honda VFR 800, they can't just put a pry bar there and think they just gonna pop the column. It's not like a little piece of metal with this. I mean, when it locks in, it locks through the column all the way through. So you're not gonna unlock it. You'll break the pry bar before. The only way for somebody to steal this bike, they would literally have to disassemble the whole front end. If you don't have the key to unlock that front end, because otherwise it will not pop loose. They'll have to doggone take apart the whole front end of this to try to get that part unlocked. But otherwise that, the only way they really want you turn it to the left and hit the lock on it, the natural lock, the
The only way somebody gonna take it is they might as well have to load that thing up on a tow truck, take it to a shop, and then they'll have to just remove the whole key thing. And if they don't have the key for it, that's gonna be a heck of a job. They'd have to disassemble the whole bike. So if somebody tries to take it and it's in a lock position, it's because they stupid. They don't know nothing about bikes. So that's just something that's reassuring. And you can ask any mechanic who's worked on Honda VFR 800s. If it's in a lock position, they'll tell you, yeah, you might as well have to take apart that whole bike before you think you're going to get unlocked and take it. So it's naturally a protected bike.